you guys enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to segment number 3 of Convincing Idiots. I'm Millennial Nick, alongside Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean, and it is spooky season, boys and girls. And as spooky season approaches and commences, for our third and final segment this week, we're going to be discussing some of our favorite portrayals of the devil,
Running with the Knicks.
or demons, or what have you, things of that nature in pop culture, TVs, film, what have you. So, Dean, let's start with you. You're my favorite little devil. Why don't you go ahead and start?
Oh, I am a little devil. I'm wearing red
You
I'm Nick's favorite little devil.
And I see you're sporting one little horn below the camera down there.
Well, it's not that big, but I'm surprised you see it. All right. I am horny, and my first pick is the only pick, and I don't, Nick, you and I have any idea what I'm talking about, but Brian, I know you do, I would think.
Airplane.
The number one and only devil in any TV show or movie shall and will always be George Burns.
Mm.
Oh God, you devil! And there was a couple sequels after that. But George Burns, he played God and the devil in the same movie. Nick, I know you have no clue who George Burns is whatsoever.
Is that Mr. Burns from The Simpsons?
It is not. It is not. George Burns was one of the most famous actors in television and movies. Started on vaudeville and in radio.
Couldn't have been that famous. I don't know.
You're fucking gonna come on a sheet. George Burns, Brian, come on, agree with me here. George Burns.
That was on my honorable mention list, Dean. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nick, when we were in the 80s, he was an older man then, so he was kind of famous.
He's always been. He died at like 101 or some shit.
Yes. Yeah, so he was, again, very famous when he was young. And then in the 80s, he was an older man, still very, spry and everything, making movies and doing all these talk show appearances and everything like that. So he was very popular until he passed away. I got like one of these beloved type figures, in our time.
Radio and TV and movies. The famous line at the end of the night, "Say goodnight, Gracie." Good night, Gracie.
Yeah. Gold. Comedy gold right there.
Gold, Jerry. Gold.
Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell two enemies.
George Burns, oh God, you devil, is my number one and only devil in TV and films.
Good.
Brian, let's go with you since you're next to me from where I see.
My favorite portrayal of the devil, Satan on South Park. There you have it. So the South Park TV show, and certainly the movie, bigger, longer, uncut.
Mm-hmm.
Just an hilarious version of the devil. He had the evil side. He had the whole weird affair with Saddam Hussein, which was really shocking, crazy, over the top. He was very sensitive.
Saddam, he was the master. How come you don't look at me in the eyes when we're making love anymore?
Just hilarious. That's it. One of my favorite portrayals of the devil, right there.
Yeah, very good.
Very good.
Yep,
very good. I also have South Park's Satan on my list as well. Also, in a similar tone, I have for the same reason, because it was a different side of the devil. I have Hardy Keitel's version of Satan in Little Nicky. He is Nicky's father,
Sure.
and even though he is the ruler of hell, he still has this soft spot for his sweet boy, Little Nicky.
Who portrayed it?
Harvey Keitel was his name. He's you'd
Harvey
know him if he's
Keitel.
Harvey
Keitel.
Keitel.
Keitel. Okay, yeah.
I thought I heard it, but yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, I misspoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mispronounced. Yes, but Keitel. Yes, but just fantastic. He was, this, and he's up there shoving pineapples up Hitler's ass and doing all his.
One should.
Yeah, but he's always looking out for Nicky, and because he's such a sweet boy, and he whatever. So I like the soft side of the devil there
Sure.
by Harvey Keitel. So
Very good.
Little Nicky. Dean.
All right. I'm going sexy. The sexy
Mhm.
devil.
Okay.
Who is sexier, especially in the 90s, than Elizabeth Hurley?
Also on my list. Yep.
In Bedazzled
Yep.
with Fraser. Fucking hilarious movie.
It's very underrated comedy. Like very
so
underrated.
Like just the wishes type, situation
Yeah.
that they did with him.
The way
being a
she would twist them and fuck them over and shit.
Right, just so good, and she was great. I don't know what happened to her in the after the 90s, but
Dude, she looks the same. I follow her on Instagram. She's in swimsuits every day, and
like,
she
there's
looks
no reason
exactly
why
the
she's
same.
not doing what she did in the 90s, which was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Which also includes playing the devil in Bedazzled.
Yeah,
Elizabeth
great
Hurley is next to my list.
Yep. You seen Bedazzled, Brian?
Man, it's been a long time.
So
Long
good.
time.
So funny.
Yeah.
It used to be on like TNT or TBS all the time back in the day.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
awesome.
sure it's got to be on streaming out there somewhere.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Brian,
All right,
who's next on your list?
I'm moving to a demon, one of the coolest, creepiest, scariest portrayals of a demon on film. Doug Bradley, who played Pinhead in the Hellraiser movies. The character, certainly one of the most interesting looks of any horror character ever on film. Yeah, I know everybody knows who Pinhead is. The guy with all the pins in his head. He was brought out by the puzzle box, and released the demons. And the other demons are pretty creepy as well that were released with him. But he was just great, terrific look, and the guy just played the role so well. Just had a very authoritarian tone and everything. So if you haven't watched the Hellraiser movies in a while, go back and watch the first one. Still, that first one, in my opinion, still one of the creepiest horror movies around by the great Wes Craven.
We were just talking about
Yeah.
that movie the other night. We were laying down looking through movies and stuff, and she was like, "Have you ever seen
seen it?
Hellraiser?" No, and she goes, "Neither have I."
Oh, man,
And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't really know what it even is about. Like, I know the character Pinhead, but I don't really know anything about it at all. So maybe we'll have to watch one of those one night.
The only thing I know is he's probably really bad at birthday parties, blowing up balloon animals.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, not one to watch with the kids, Nick. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Hellraiser. No.
I'll watch it with my kid. Hell, I actually guarantee you he's actually seen it and I haven't. So.
That's probably true.
Yeah. All right. Okay. No, but definitely check it out.
Okay. My next submission. I'm up next, right?
You are.
My next one is a very somewhat classical take on the devil. Red skin, the horns, the goat legs, even, and it is played by none other than the legendary Dave Grohl in the music video for Tenacious D's Tribute, in which Dave Grohl is in fact the devil. It's just fun that Dave Grohl is the devil, and if you're not familiar, it's Tenacious D obviously is Jack Black and Kyle Gass, their band, and in the song they recant a night in which they were propositioned by the devil to either have their souls eaten or play the best song in the world. So magically they started to play a song, and what came out just happened to be the greatest song in the world. But the song that you're listening to is, in fact, not that song. It was just a tribute, which is why it's called Tribute. And it's actually really, every time I think about it, it's stupid and it's silly, but like it's also really well thought out. And it's a very clever song. And the music video for it is fantastic. Jack Black's hilarious. Dave Grohl is fantastic as the devil. So Dave Grohl from the Tribute music video is on my list.
Anytime we'd have Dave Grohl on the list is
Put him on there. Yep.
Absolutely. All right. So my next one, number 3, Jack Nicholson, Witches of Eastwick. It was a movie. I was going through doing some research, and it was a movie I haven't seen this since I was a kid, but I remember enjoying it. For what it was. It's probably a little older than that I should have been watching to understand. But even as a kid or even today, anything Jack Nicholson is fantastic, and Jack Nicholson as the devil. Of course, why wouldn't he make my list?
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Brian?
All right, another demon. One of my favorite actors, period. Certainly in horror movies. He's acted in one of my favorite movie series and television series is the Evil Dead movies and shows. They had the Evil Dead movies. They had the Ash versus the Evil Dead. Bruce Campbell in Army of Darkness played Evil Ash. So it was like an evil, the demon of himself, basically. So he was spawned out of his own body. So he had to fight Evil Ash, who became his nemesis in that movie. Crazy, goofy movie, a lot of fun. But Bruce Campbell as the evil Ash, a lot of fun, great role for him. By the way, I did notice that Bruce Campbell is in a new series on, I think it's Hulu, Hysteria. Looks like here. Him and the actress that was the mom in Modern Family.
Billy Budd.
Oh,
yeah. So it looks like it takes place in the 80s, and there's the kids that have they decide they're going to make like a Satan, thrash metal band just to gain popularity, and they wind up raising hell or raising the devil accidentally or something like that. Looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to check out Hysteria soon out there as well. But Bruce Campbell, Army of Darkness, Evil Ash.
My mama said, go out there and raise some hell.
Yeah.
Turned out I went out and started me a podcast. Nick, what do you got next?
My next one is not necessarily, although he did make an appearance in a movie, but primarily from comic books, and that would be Malbolgia from Spawn, the Spawn series.
Sure.
He is, in fact, not. He's commonly mistook as akin to like Satan or the devil, the ruler of hell, but he is in fact just one of the high up ruler demons, I guess, of hell. But he is in charge of leading Hell's army on Earth, and enlists Al Simmons, the mercenary. Huh?
Oh, that's Al Michaels. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. The mercenary. AKA Spawn, to lead Hell's army on Earth. And Malbolgia is just a really cool character in the comics. The 1997 movie, again, for its time, Spawn was a special effects masterpiece in the moment at 1997. Watching it now, especially Malbolgia, is all CGI and the best of its time in 97, but his mouth just kind of flaps in the wind with the fire and doesn't really match what he's saying. So it's a different version of him, but certainly the comic rendition, the original of Malbolgia, is definitely a terrifying one and very cool version of a devil. Dean.
All right. I'm going to go next. Okay, this one I was really proud to remember. I had to look it up to find the actor's name, to be honest. But Jamie Sheridan was the actor who played Randall Flagg in the 1994 The Stand. Stephen King's The
Oh,
Stand.
yeah.
Oh.
Right.
They did a remake. I don't know who did the remake. I didn't watch it, but I remember being a kid, 13 years
Yeah.
old.
Scary.
The Stand was a cool movie, and
Yeah.
that guy would, he had a weird like 90s hair mullet situation going on, kind of a cool guy. But then when Randall Flagg turned into the devil in those scenes, fuck, that was scary.
Yeah.
I mean, and like he was just, and then after that, once he did it once, you knew every scene that guy played it as in like, I control this fucking room. Any room I'm in, I control it. Like he held like such a gravitas after that one scene of seeing him with the red devil face. That dude played everything to where you were very uncomfortable in
Yeah.
every scene he was in. Was he? Jamie Sheridan was fucking phenomenal in that I believe 94 or 93.
It was 94. I
Okay.
remember, Dean, I was moving out of my parents' house, and I would come home and move, and I was recording that on the VHS.
Yeah.
And I
Good.
would stop everything. I remember there were a couple times I had nothing in my bedroom at my parents' house but my television and VCR, and I stopped what I was doing just to sit down and watch The Stand because I was so
It was so good.
enthralled by it. It was so weird and creepy.
And Molly Ringwald,
Yeah.
Rob
Mhm.
Lowe,
Yeah. It's good.
Dauber from Coach.
Yep.
Hey,
And
there you go.
N spells moon.
Hmm.
Yeah, the miniseries was amazing, but that dude was golden. Even
Yeah.
when he wasn't like, red-faced devil. Just him as Randall Flagg was phenomenal. So,
Very
but
good.
as much as like I'm talking about now, I'm thinking about it now, he would be my number one. So that's next on my list. Randall
Damn.
Flagg, Jamie Sheridan,
All right.
The Stand.
Okay.
Brian?
I've mentioned before that the original Omen is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. So weird and creepy. Just I still can't recommend that movie enough if you're looking for a good scary horror movie. But the original Omen, that was a trilogy. So the second movie was Damien as a boy, not really knowing he was the Antichrist until later in the movie he sort of learns who he was. But the third movie,
I think Damien is just gross.
yeah, right. Yeah, everybody names a kid Damien. It's something off.
Yeah, I don't like
Something
like it.
off. First name, middle name, I don't know.
it. Doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
anywhere. Just
Not for me.
icky.
Mm-mm.
Icky.
The third Omen movie, though, the third in the original trilogy, Damien is a grown man who fully knows who he is, and he is trying to gain power because he fully knows he's the Antichrist, and he's going to, try to take over the world with using his political power. And the grown Damien was played by Sam Neill. Now, Sam Neill's been in a lot of movies.
Okay.
Certainly was in the why can't I think of it right now? Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, he was
Right?
the main character.
Main character. But
Yeah.
he played the grown Damien just so good. Very creepy and evil.
He's a good actor.
He really is.
You ever
Really
watch
is.
him in Peaky Blinders? Fantastic.
Very good. I haven't seen that, but I know that's highly recommended. So, yeah, anyways, if you've not seen the original Omen trilogy, check that out. Watch the whole thing and enjoy Sam Neill as the grown man Antichrist and the whole climactic scenes and everything.
I tried to pull that up. I
Yeah.
love Sam Neill.
Yeah, definitely. Highly recommend it. Very creepy, very great. He wasn't the devil, but certainly the son of the devil. So consider that like a demon or whatever. So there you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Nick?
All right. Well, we've doubled up on some here, so I had to improvise on a couple of these. And so the next one I've got, devils oftentimes can be kind of slick, and I can't think of a slicker devil that would entice you with something more
Right.
so than our friends at RPM Bike Shop. They are enticing you with the finest electric bikes that money can buy. It almost feels like a sin, but nay. In fact, it's not.
The
It's
devil's
a
right.
good thing. It is a virtue to have an electric bike because you are going green and you are putting around on your electric bike. You're helping the environment. And if you don't believe me, you can go to their website, which is rpmbikeshop.com, or go to their Facebook page, RPM Bike Shops, in the search bar there to see the wonderful electric bikes, sinfully wonderful electric bikes they have to offer you. They're located in Carrollton, Ohio, and you can give them a call at 330-808-7792 today. So fun, so awesome to be on your own electric bike. The slickest devils you know at RPM Bike Shop are going to entice you with their sinfully eco-friendly rides on an RPM electric bike.
Devil went down to Carrollton. He had a soul to steal. never mind. Go ahead. Never mind. I don't even know what that means.
Go
All
ahead, Nick. With your actual.
your
I think you have your
Oh,
actual
well, they were
names.
one of mine, but I'll go with this one
Yeah.
instead. I also improvised as well Trigor, which is Raven's father from Teen Titans. Raven is the daughter of a demon in the underworld. I will not profess to know a lot about the character from the original comic book or Teen Titans, the original series, but like a lot of my other picks in Teen Titans Go, he's hilarious. He's a loving and doting father who just wants to have a good relationship with his teenage daughter. And it's very fun. I've talked many times about how much I enjoy Teen Titans Go. So it's a great kids show and one that I enjoy as an adult as well. So Trigor is on my list as well.
Excellent.
That's so Raven. Okay, so my next on my list is the final one on my list. Tom Ellis from the television show on Fox, Lucifer.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
I only went a few seasons, but again, kind of like Jamie Sheridan from The Stand, he had a gravitas about him as the plain face. Like he would be regular human face, and then when he needed to or whatever, he would show his, devil face. But the most menacing and manipulative part was when he was just in his regular human form, and that dude played the cocky, just no, he, he knew everything. Not only everything, but he knew everything. So the devil, he's been around for millennia. But that dude just played the role so perfectly. You hated him in the same breath as you enjoyed watching him. A great series. He did a great part as Lucifer. So Jamie Sheridan, or no, I'm sorry, it was the other guy. Tom Ellis. Tom Ellis for Lucifer is my final pick.
Very good. Almost close to Zennial Dean, but people hate seeing him as much as they hate listening to him.
Tough spot to be in.
That's a really good. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Close.
Yeah.
My favorite show, one of my favorite shows of all time, as you guys know, is The Twilight Zone. I'm wearing a Mystic Seer with a Devil's Head on T-shirt now, a Devil's Head tattoo
That's
from
what
the Mystic
that is.
Seer.
I was trying to figure out earlier.
Yeah.
All right.
The Twilight Zone had many cool portrayals in its run of the devil. One of my favorites, it's on my list, Thomas Gomez, who played the devil in an episode called The Escape Clause. So this was a guy that wanted to live forever, signs a contract with the devil, and decides that the ultimate way he's going to try to test if he can live forever is to not live forever, but be immortal. Like he's impervious to injury. That's really what it is. He's impervious to sickness and injury, and he can only die when he chooses to die. He has to call the devil and release himself from the contract. He's like, well, I'll never release myself from the contract. And he decides that he was going to test the electric chair. Inevitably, it doesn't turn out well for him. What's that?
It would hurt, right?
You think it would hurt? So he
Touch.
murders his wife, and then he's trying to get thrown in jail and get the death sentence. And of course, he is sentenced to life in prison with no parole. So he can live forever, and he'll never die in prison. So he decides to call upon the devil to relieve him from his contract. And there you go. But this is one of those portrayals of the devil as like the businessman. You know what I'm saying? Just
Sure.
the slick hair,
Sure.
the suit, the contract, doing business, signing, convincing, that type of thing. So I like that version of the devil as well. So very good portrayal by Thomas Gomez back in the 60s.
Nice.
Very good. But,
Yep. Is
Brian,
that everybody's 5?
All
You-
right.
Nick's got one, but Brian, you would like Lucifer. That's the same kind of.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I never watched it, but I definitely know the
You
show.
should. You
Yeah.
get a chance. Check that out.
Yep. So Nick, this is your 5th. I always mess you up and pass your
You're
5th
good.
on yours.
My last
Yep.
one, I'm like I said, we doubled up on a few. I also had South Park, and I had Elizabeth Hurley as well. But I'm gonna go back to Little Nicky and say Rodney Dangerfield, because in Little Nicky, not only it's like a monarchy, right? There are many people who have been the devil, and Harvey Keitel's dad previously, who was the devil, was Rodney Dangerfield. And in Little Nicky, Rodney Dangerfield is stumbling around hell in a bathrobe and, wreaking havoc and doing his thing and enjoying his retirement. So, yeah, we'll throw Rodney Dangerfield in there as well.
Great.
Yep. That's it.
Any honorable mentions, guys?
I used all mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dean, any
everything.
others?
Yeah, no, everything like you.
Everything you guys said were on my honorable mentions.
Couple quick. Al Pacino as a devil and Devil's Advocate. I don't think that one came up with Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
Mercedes.
I guess. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was on. Actually, I crossed that. That was going to be my number one, but I moved that to honorable mentions. But
Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
Al Pacino. Mercedes McCambridge. You don't know the actress name at all, but she played Pazuzu from The Exorcist. So those weird, creepy scenes of they show the demon, the white face, and that was a female actress who played that role. Dean, I had George Burns, I mentioned already, and 3 more from the Twilight Zone. Burgess Meredith played the devil in an episode called The Printer's Devil. Julie Newmar, who you might know as Catwoman on the original Batman TV show, she played the devil, like a sexy business-like devil, in an episode called I Think of Cliffordville. Another guy named Robin Hughes played the devil in The Howling Man. Again, one of my favorite episodes of all time, The Twilight Zone. So the devil guys were super quick. Devil has been portrayed. You get the demon, the demonic devil. The traditional looking devil with the horns and that type of thing. Or it seems like you tend to get more of the human form, the business like slick. What version do you prefer? Is there a version of the devil you prefer, Nick? Quick.
Depends on the application, right? If it's meant to take place in modern day and it's like the devil walks among us, I think that's the better time to use your more the version of the devil that is more appealing to the common man, right? But if it's a hellfire and brimstone kind of thing, like I definitely like the creepy devils. I mean, visually I prefer those versions of the devil when you're like in hell and you see this creature, standing before you, that kind of thing. So I'd probably lean that way. Visually, I would go for the more traditional devil style.
Very good. Dean, what do you think?
I think Nick's wrong. Anyways, we're gonna move on. All right. No, I actually prefer the Slick Devil because the if you're going on the story of the Bible, the fallen angel, um, he is going to be a backbiter. He is going to, to be the false prophet. He's going to be the he's going to be the liar, right?
Yep.
One of the best things, or one of the best lies that devil ever told was that he didn't exist. That whole situation of him not being the demon, he's the manipulator. So any portrayal of him as the slick, keep you on your toes, I'm the cool guy until I don't have to be type deal. That's my favorite portrayal.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's what I like. If it like the devil on earth type figure,
right?
Male
right.
or female, like you say, that's what it would be. The liar, the manipulator, figuring out a way to, and, cheat you out of your soul type thing.
Yeah.
Sign the contract and that type of thing. So, yeah.
Oh, make no mistake, I'll take Elizabeth Hurley Devil over any of the ones that were mentioned tonight.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, that Julie Newmar episode, it's also a fine looking devil.
Yeah.
In that particular episode in the early 60s, for sure.
But we all can agree that the scariest devil has orange hair, right? Right? Well, we have 10 different people. Use it fucking wisely.
Yep.
All right.
Very good. Well, we're going to summon our own little devil, Millennial Nick, to take us.
Penis.
Please,
all right.
Please.
Get little devil. Get little devil.
Yeah. All right. Please exit
right.
this.
Yes. We are exiting this mortal coil of this podcast. So if you have not already done so, feel free to find us on your favorite social media accounts. You can find links to all of them on our link tree. Go to Google, type in Convincing Idiots, LINKTREE, and go follow us, subscribe.
So bad, I would have you do this in the devil's voice.
Rate and review. Saddam, how come you haven't gone and liked our pages on Linktree yet? How come you haven't subscribed to my OnlyFans? You're the one that talked me into making one. Go over to our website. Come on, guy. Don't be like that. Go to our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. And for this episode of Convincing Idiots, another spooky season episode, I am Millennial Nick.
Millennial D.
Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you to come back and just cuddle with us sometime?
Did you say come?
Cuddle. Why does it always have to be about sex with you?
Hey, Dean with Convincing Idiots. Brian and Nick here. Like and subscribe.
Great.
I'm hopeful. There maybe is just a glimmer of hope, or maybe it's just been what I've been seeing recently on Instagram. But I saw an interview with Tom Holland on the Tonight Show with Kimmel, where he was talking, or Fallon, one of them. I think it was Fallon, where he confirmed they are in fact doing a Spider-Man 4. So they confirmed that, and then the very next day I see a reel of Tom Hardy being interviewed at Comic-Con. And they were like, you famously said before that, like, because this is the last dance, this is the last like Venom movie you're doing, but like, was there, you've mentioned maybe certain, things would entice you to bring the character back. And he was like, absolutely, if there was a scenario where Venom were to face Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I absolutely would love that. I'd love to work with him. That would be fun to do. And so just because those have been going around, and like, I'm just wondering if there's maybe like a fun little scene somewhere or some type of Easter egg that I could pick up on that maybe alludes to something, because I just want that so fucking bad. Like, I want so badly that for there to be I want, like, they owe it to the fans.
No,
Like, the first version of
think
Venom and
about it this
Spider-Man you
way,
gave
Nick.
us was Tobey Maguire and Topher Grace.
Yeah.
Like, you'd make it right. Give me Tom Hardy and Tom Holland.
Think about it this way: you have a whole
Multiverse.
multiverse thing coming up with the
Secret
with
Wars.
Secret Wars and all that.
Hmm.
I don't give a shit what he says to the press. He's going to be. He's the only thing keeping the Sony verse alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah, that and the
There's no
Spider-Verse
way.
movies, yeah.
There's no way, and especially since they teased him in the MCU, there's
Yep.
no way he isn't a part of that whole big conglomerate at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you, he'll be part of it.
Yeah. I need it.